She finds us disgusting. There's stories going off in my head. What the hell? Why does she want to have family time, but then she wants zero intimacy? Come on in. Take me from there, Dennis.
She doesn't feel safe. She doesn't feel connected. There's no polarity because you're not leading. And you have to look back when you were connected. I will use a personal example. I don't want to have sex at 10:30 at night when I'm tired, when I had a big meal 2 hours earlier. You know, I try to set myself up for success and create connection and time for intimacy before dinner. When, again, I don't have kids in the house. Before dinner, women have responsive desire. If you haven't been creating the polarity and leading, and then you are taking a no as rejection, as opposed to one of the 95 reasons she's not interested that have nothing to do with you, because she feels fat, unattractive, unloved, unsexy. I have asked half a dozen women about the response when they say no. And if you are like, no big deal, you will be intimate far sooner than when you act like a butthurt 14-year-old little boy. I've heard that described as disgusting, pathetic. And I had one gal say, they automatically assume it's all about them. Are you being your best self, showing up the way you want to show up?
So Dennis, aren't I supposed to take feedback from my woman though? Like, isn't she supposed to, be my partner and kind of keep me in line and tell me which way to go? Isn't she supposed to be 50-50 with me in that way?
You should be leading. It is something to be aware of if you're getting a consistent feedback of something that you might not be showing up the way you should. We have blind spots. I look at it, it is the man's role to lead in the relationship. And again, leadership is different than being a dictator. Nobody likes a dictator. But women want to be led. And if you are leading, everything seems effortless when you're firing on all cylinders. It's when we personally maybe get a little lazy sometimes. And if you're a leader, don't you have people, you want to listen to the input, but you shouldn't be using that for your determination and your validation of self.
Totally agree. What if she doesn't want to follow? How do I lead when she doesn't want to follow?
You need to do you. Don't push the issue. You kind of use the horse analogy. We're leading, we're not chasing. If you're chasing her, hey, you need to follow me, you're going to run her off. You keep doing you, keep leading, because eventually she's going to go, and he just all happy with himself, because you're going to bring the right energy. You are going to continue to do what needs to be done for yourself as well as the family. I had somebody ask me this morning, what if she doesn't want to go out to dinner with me? And, you've done the invite, you plan on going out. I said, you either go without her or you take one of the kids. You were making an offer. And I just find it doesn't stop you from leading. You don't just suddenly go, oh, she's unhappy with me leading. If you want to maintain polarity and maintain your role as it's supposed to be in the relationship, you don't stop just because somebody's unhappy or not following. You give her the space to turn back towards you. Yes. But if you lose your confidence, she's just confirming that she was right, that you're not the person to follow if you stop leading.
Yeah, a leader, I mean, in sports or in industry or in relationship or in parenthood, right? Not everyone is going to love you. The bigger things you're trying to do in the world, and let's say in relationship, the depth and love and connection that you want to have, she's not always going to be on the same page, and that's totally okay to not take it personally. So Dennis, let me ask you, how did you come, tell us a little bit about how you can relate to before you knew how to do this, or if she didn't want intimacy, that you did take it personally. Or maybe if you felt like she was stringing you along and that was just the moment to moment feeling like you had, come on in and share
I
a
love
story.
that question. My marriage that ended in divorce when I was kicked to the curb 16, 17 years ago, I was having sex 2 or 3 times a week. I was having pathetic, keep him happy sex and didn't realize it. And I avoided conflict. And I look back now and I'm like, it makes me almost repulsed that I was clueless to how bad the sex was. And I didn't lead in the relationship like I should have, and I feared conflict. Well, this is going to make her unhappy. Well, there's a proper way to have a difficult discussion. And now I lead. And I've had a number of women say that's what they want, because it is what they want. Again, not a dictator. And I don't allow, sometimes she'll start to say something. She goes, no, I better not. And I make her say, I'm like, nope, now you've got to finish it. You can't stop because it might cause a ripple. The ripples are opportunities. I feared and didn't, I was a nice guy. I avoided conflict. And I thought I used sex as the barometer for the marriage. Oh, and here's an exact quote I told somebody before the divorce, before it all hit. I'm not blissfully happy, but I got it better than 80% of the guys. We have sex a couple times a week. I thought we had a decent connection. I look back now and I go, okay, it was so shallow. It was ankle deep. I would never tolerate that now. Not with my male friends, not with women. There's more to life than sports and weather.
Yeah. So what does it mean to you now? This is kind of the spiritual why or the philosophical why. What does it mean to you now to have deep connection? Why do you want that?
It's what gives meaning to life. There's the deep, intimate connections in the relationship are what lead to such satisfying sex too. It isn't about the sex. It's about the intimacy overall in the relationship. And I give literally from abundance now. I realize, I am blessed in so many ways, and I know I'm the prize, and I know what I'm going to do for my partner and my family. I'm there for them, but I need that connection. There's nothing I wouldn't do for them, but at the same time, I prioritize and take care of myself first. But I think we have so much love in us that we're just afraid to think about that, or that it'll be, as we view, rejected instead of received.
Yeah. Risking the vulnerability of sharing the love, right? And and it builds on it. It builds on itself. It's a snowball. It builds on
Yeah.
itself. Very cool, Dennis. Thanks for jumping in.